Hey,
How y'all doing out there? How you doing out there? Hopefully,
in Potter Vision Land.
hopefully y'all can hear and see us good tonight.
Yes. What you got going on over there?
Yeah, how y'all doing out there tonight? What's cracking? What's going on? It's another Wednesday night. Y'all chime on in and got a pretty decent show for you tonight. We're gonna be talking about some things and figure out what's cracking.
What's crack-a-lacking?
Right.
How was your day today? What did you do today besides work?
That's it. Just work.
Just work. Was it peaceful?
It wasn't no problems.
Okay, that's good. I'll take that as peace. I didn't do much. I rested. I went to the spa, ran some errands, came home, and I'm a little tired, but not really. I don't know if I'm more tired or if I'm just like I'm finally sitting down. So I'm just kind of like, you're resting. You haven't been resting all day. You've been ripping and running. So I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it yet. But we in this thing. We in this thing. It's Wednesday night. It's 8 p.m. It's the Hams 1 and 2. If you're just now tuning in and have never watched the show or is your first time watching the show, I am Treasure Cheltenham and I'm one of the Hams. And over here to my right, your left, I
I'm
think.
Sean Chilnam and I'm one of the hams.
And this is the Ham Show, y'all.
This is the Ham Show, y'all. Y'all tune in every Wednesday night. Catch us on Wednesday night at 8 p.m. And holler at your friends, tell your homies, and jump on in. Get your camera ready, get your microphone ready, and jump on in and let's talk about some things.
Yeah, matter of fact, I need to put the link on in there just so people can have it if they want to decide to come on in here and share some stuff with us today. So I'm gonna put that link on in there for those who may be interested later on in the show tonight. But it's been a pretty hectic week. What about you? I'm tired as hell from putting in SEMA. It's pretty cool cars out there though. I posted some stuff on Facebook and not Facebook, but TikTok and some more social media or whatever, and it was pretty decent.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, I don't see that stuff anymore, so
Yeah, do
it
you
is
miss it?
uh, uh,
No. How many SEMAs have you done?
a lot of too many to count.
I was talking to somebody at work and they was like, "Yeah, this is like my 32nd SEMA." I was like, "Damn, you done seen it all." 32 years of doing the same thing and getting ready to retire is like, wow. I don't even know how to feel about retirement. Like when you retire from a job, like what that feels like.
Freedom.
You think so?
If it ain't, you ain't do it right.
I respect that. I respect that. I respect that. But like, what about the people who just kind of sit at home and chill and don't do nothing and they happy? Is that
Uh,
the same?
I don't understand what you mean.
So like for instance, you know how we've been saying like when you retire, you should have like something that you're doing, something that is important to you or something that makes you happy. And if you don't, then you're just kind of sitting around doing nothing. You either get bored and go back to work. Like the people who just go, nah, I'm just gonna sit and chill and not do nothing.
I don't see nothing wrong with that. I mean, if that's what they worked all their life to do, then that's just what it is. The
I don't know. I kind of feel like you deteriorate a little bit faster because the body is used to going, 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 getting up, doing something, being active, no matter whatever your job was. And the moment that you sit down and be still, I think the body is kind of like, wait, I'm not used to this. What's going on?
yeah, I guess you never know. The no one usually ever tells you about that stuff. They just say they retired and everything is good. I guess, or it's not good, or I don't know. I ain't never heard nobody tell me it was not good. So
I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna go with it. We're gonna get into the show tonight. So, oh wait, what did I just do? Oh. There we go. So tonight we're talking about would you date you? The mirror don't lie. So we're gonna get into it and talk about it until we get some folks chiming in. So if you like what if you were how should I word it? If you were looking for a person similar, or if you were in a relationship, like would you date you? Would you date somebody just like you?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Why not?
I just wouldn't. I don't have any particular reasons, but I don't know too many people who want to date themselves. So
Well, I don't think it's like necessarily dating yourself. I think it's more of like the type of person you are, your characteristics, your flaws, your good, your bad, your ugly, like the person that you are today. Would that be appealing to you if that was a person that you were trying to date?
for a date, it really don't matter, like for me, the the attributes that, I think that I have, it doesn't matter if you're dating or not. So, because, dating is just a date. It's not, nothing really serious.
But see, like when you say that, I don't understand that because in order for you to know if something is going to be serious or not, you have to date somebody. So, yes, the initial situation, I guess, of what you would call it is not necessarily serious in the beginning, but it has the potential. So, how do you gauge that?
How do you gauge what part of it?
Like when you say you don't take it as serious if you're dating someone.
Yeah, it only gets serious when it does. Like the I don't think those type like the attributes that I think that I have really make a difference until you start getting serious. Like yeah.
So, in other words, the attributes that you have, are they appealing to you? Like if you were going to date somebody, would you want them to have similar attributes?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Jordan says, me and Ebony are both Leos. We always arguing. 22 years later, we still arguing, but I love her. He forgot the B. Okay, so you would date yourself then. You would date somebody similar to you.
It depends on how similar.
So like we talk about what we want in a partner: loyalty, communication, consistency. So, but are those the things we are ourselves? So what you're looking for in a partner, are you those things? This is what the question is.
Yeah, if your morals are the same, then yeah. I
Okay.
mean, but I don't want you to be like me. So
What you mean? Why not? What would be the part that you don't want?
I just wouldn't want to date me. Like I would want to be around. So, but
You would want to be around somebody like you,
hmm?
but not date somebody like you?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. It's the whole purpose of why you date somebody else. You don't date yourself. So that's the whole purpose.
That's interesting. That's interesting. For me, I think that yeah, today the person that I am, I would want to date me. The only things that I would feel like would need working on is like I have procrastination. So I wouldn't want the person had to be a procrastinator because sometimes I do that. And what else? I think that's like the biggest thing for me is the procrastination. Like I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna do it. It's like a song, and then I never get to it, or I get to it too late, or I get to it, and it's like I gotta try to hurry up and get some stuff done because it's the last minute. But I'm also a person that works really well under pressure, so I don't feel like I'm losing or missing out on anything. I work really good under pressure, but at the same token, that's not always a good thing. So I don't know. For me, I would definitely want to date somebody, excuse me, like me. somebody that's like, want to have fun and out. Cause I'm like, I could turn up, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I could also chill. So the variations of being able to, go from 1 to 1,000 is like a plus, I think, when it comes to that. So what is something that you don't want as far as when you say you wouldn't want to date you? Why? What is those things? What is those reasons?
Well, I'm usually laid back. You know, the I'm a little bit more reserved than people that I would like to date. Like if I'm gonna be with myself, I might as well be by myself.
Okay, that makes sense. So you kind of want you would be looking for the opposite.
Yeah, just in not in morals, but in what I guess what you would call attributes. I guess the I would like the morals to be lined up.
Okay. Okay. So basically if someone treated you the way you treated people, would you stay or leave?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, what? You would stay or
Yes,
leave?
I would stay.
You would stay? Okay. All right. So then what's the one thing you do that would make dating you hard?
I don't know.
Nothing? You got nothing?
No.
I don't know. For me, I think it would be today I'm more I don't want to use the word self-sufficient, but like I can be by myself and be at peace and I like having my peace when I'm to myself. Like I think about sometimes like when everybody leaves to go to work or school and I'm home, I'm off for that day. I'm like, as soon as everybody leaves, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. It's like having the house to yourself and having the quiet and the peace. Kind of, I don't know, it just puts me into a different mode. I like being by myself sometimes. And I don't know, I think that people who can't be by themselves or with themselves or to themselves are the ones who have to really kind of find themselves in a sense because if you can't be by yourself, then you definitely can't be with somebody else. You got to like you, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess the trying to I don't know. I mean, everybody want to be by themselves every now and then. I mean, I don't understand why.
Some people don't though.
Well, I don't know. Long periods of time, then I guess people would won't don't want to do that. But the you know, to have some time to yourself is always wonderful.
I mean, and I agree. I think sometimes having time to yourself, you're able to have like self-reflection. You're able to really think about what you got going on. Um things that are on your plate that's heavy. You get to take some time and think about these situations and how to overcome them, how to fix them, how to not get into them again. So, like being by yourself is definitely a plus. I told a few people who were in bad relationships that it's time for them to be by themselves because I think people are really afraid of being by themselves for a while. It's like they feel like they gotta have somebody. Have you ever felt like that? Like you just gotta be with somebody?
No,
Yeah. Okay.
no, I don't have that problem.
All right. So, what's some of the biggest red flags, and do you admit them? Do you admit it? Like, if you have a red flag when it comes to dating, if you were going to date somebody, what would be your red flag?
I don't know what you mean when you say what you're saying. Like, what are you talking about?
Like something that somebody would do, or even something that you would do that would go, "Ooh, that's a red flag." Like, what would that be?
Yeah, being smelly, ugly teeth, bad mouth hygiene,
Okay, bad mouth hygiene.
don't know how to be cordial when something go wrong.
What do
Uh,
you mean? Elaborate on that. Hey,
like
Miss Charlotte.
tripping out on a waiter or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, like at dinner, the
Yeah,
food ain't right, and you
right.
just lose
Something
your.
go wrong, you trip out when it ain't necessary. You know what I'm saying?
Being Rich is in the building. Joaquin is in the building. Miss Charlotte Moore is in the building. What up, family?
Yeah,
Ben says entitlement.
that too.
Entitlement.
Yeah, entitlement's a good one. The yeah, basic regular red flags,
Okay.
bad morals, uh, ungodly principles.
Okay. So you're more on the integrity and the character of a person.
If you're gonna be with somebody, that's what you're dating anyway. So
Mhm.
if you dating, if you dating other than that, it's not. I mean, that's just a date, I guess. So I mean, you got jump offs and you got people you trying to pursue for a long time. And if you're a jump off, none of this shit we talking about matters. So
Joaquin says being taken for granted. So for those who just chiming in and jumping in, the topic tonight is basically, would you date you? This is the mirror don't lie test, and it's basically asking yourself, are you the person that you would want to date? They say that you want to be exactly what you wish for. So like for instance, the platinum rule: treat others as you want to be treated, type thing, not as. Or actually, I'm sorry, that's the golden rule. The platinum rule is to treat others as you want to be treated. The golden rule is to treat others as they. I'm saying it backwards. The golden rule is treat others as you want to be treated, I believe, and then the platinum rule is treat others as they want to be treated. Am I saying that right? What up,
no, I
Chris?
ain't
Chris is in the building.
never heard of the golden and the platinum rule.
Really?
The Bible says to do unto others as you want done to you.
Right.
So I don't. You can call that platinum, gold, silver, or whatever. It don't matter. But yeah,
Okay. All right. So going into the flaws and the honesty, right? Do you think you're emotionally available or emotionally confusing? And these questions is for you guys that are watching too. So feel free to chime on in there.
do you think what?
Do you think you are emotionally available or emotionally confusing?
To myself or does what people think?
Yourself.
Yeah, I think I'm both.
Both. Okay. Why?
Tis me. I don't know why. It's just what it is.
Well, you got to have a reason why if you say you think
Ain't
you're
nobody
both.
doing it for a reason. It's just what it is. It's
No,
like,
I'm not saying that you're doing anything for a reason, but to be able to take a reflection of yourself and go, I'm both. There, you got to be able to explain why you're both. You can't just say I'm both and I don't have a reason.
no, I just know I'm both. I know that I'm both, and I'm good with it. I'm not. I don't have a problem with it. So,
So you would be cool if somebody else was that way.
what do you mean? I would be cool.
So like, because we're talking about dating yourself or the looking in the mirror thing. So if you're saying that you're both emotionally unavailable and emotionally confusing, is that what you would be good with in your partner? Like if you was dating someone.
Like the the line of questioning is like, I mean, every day you're gonna be something different. So, like, it's not a permanent answer to those questions. So, it's not a static answer.
Okay.
So, one day you're gonna be unavailable. The next day you will. One minute you won't. You next minute you will. It's not.
So what makes you emotionally confusing?
Well, I don't know. I saw it as people confused about how I handle things emotionally. I'm
Okay.
not confused, but other people see it differently than how I see it. So that's just
Okay.
what it is.
What and why you say that?
It's just what I've seen.
So what do you think causes that? What up, Cammy? Cammy's in the building.
Don't know.
What's all twisted, Chris? Chris says, Treasure, your shit is all twisted. What's all twisted, Chris?
Yeah, I don't know. It's not concise enough to give a proper answer to it. It's just it's too vague because people different every day. So
Okay.
and I'm good with whatever it is. So
Okay. I think for me,
oh, you talking about the golden rule and
I had it back. Yeah, I told you I might have had it backwards. Okay, yeah, versus the platinum rule. Yeah, I couldn't remember which one it was. I think the platinum rule was treat others as the way they want to be treated, and the golden rule is to treat others the way you want to be treated, or something like that. But I mean, either way it go, I think what it kind of lines out to is just treating people with respect and courtesy and treating them fair, no matter what. I think that's kind of where it was going with it. I don't know. That's my take on it, but okay, so I think for me on the emotionally available or emotionally confusing, I think women in general are emotionally confusing because sometimes it's hard for us to express ourselves without becoming emotional, crying, screaming, yelling, whatever that may be, even laughing. I've seen that where women just laugh and you're like, what the fuck's so funny? You know what I mean? But um the emotionally available part, I think I'm more leaning towards that because of dealing with my emotions accordingly. I deal with my emotions very well for the most part. Today, now, you know, some time ago, maybe not so much, but today I kind of deal with it very well. And, you know, and I think I'm getting better at it. So for me, mine would be emotionally available more than not. And then we're going to ask the chat as well. Do people overrate themselves in dating? Like, do you feel like people overrate themselves in dating?
I don't think people should rate themselves, period. It's not for you to rate.
Okay. All right. Okay. I could. Well, and what make you say that?
Because you're not dating yourself.
Okay. Chris says,
I think any rate that you give yourself would be an overration. The experience that the other person has when they're with you is your actual rate. The buyer sets the rate, not the seller.
okay. Why not? Why though?
Huh?
Why?
Because the seller can tell it, oh, it's $200, and then the buyer looks at it and goes, "That's not $200," and then the seller be standing there with the same product because they can't sell because they've overrated the product.
So they've overrated themselves?
That's why the buyer is the one that does the rating.
Okay. All right. That's fair. I like that. Chris says it's been my experience that people are just messed up, Treasure. I don't know. I can't even talk to people without, it's almost like I need to go to a class to learn how to speak to people. It's interesting too because there's a lot of grown folk. And when I say grown folk, I'm talking 30 plus, 30 years and up that are lacking social skills. And what I mean by lacking social skills, maybe they were brought up a certain way, and they wasn't around people, their peers, until a later age or later dating age, or they wasn't around their peers at all. So they get out into the world and now they don't know how to deal with the normal the social cues that humanity has. Like even when it comes down to body language, body language is 80% of communication, whether people want to realize it or not. It's not what's coming out your mouth. Because a lot of times what's coming out your mouth, it can be bullshit. It cannot. It just depends. Um, but I think that, the social skills, and we're going right back to developing a lack of sociable skills because of the internet. You know what I'm saying? Because of social media. Chris says overrate themselves. I don't understand. So basically how Sean just explained it. If you're the buyer or if you're the seller, you don't really rate yourself. The buyer does.
The seller don't set the price.
Right.
The buyer does. The buyer, either the buyer's going to buy it or the seller's going to be stuck with the product. So if you go to the store and you know oranges cost $1 an orange, and the seller is selling it for $2.50, you like, well, you just overrated your oranges, and the buyer is the one that sets the rate.
Does it make a little bit more sense now, Chris? When we're saying people that overrate themselves, basically they are placing themselves in a higher market than what they really are.
What I'm saying is people shouldn't rate themselves at all. Anytime you rate yourself, it's going to be skewed.
You think so?
Hell yeah.
Do you think a person is doing it by they're being biased in doing so, or if a person actually did it with all honesty?
I don't think anybody's honest when they rate themselves. If they were honest, they would know that their rate don't matter.
I don't know. I don't know with that. I think it just depends on how you look at it. Chris says, my solution to dealing with people is to just stay away from them. I mean, some of the people I offend or upset, I'm just like, really? I lose all respect for overly sensitive people. If you act like a bitch, I'm going to believe you are a bitch, and then I'm done with you. I get pissed because I don't have time for this bullshit. To piggyback off of that, like, I have a big problem with emotional women. Or let me just say this. I don't want to just put it like it's on one particular person or people. Emotional people in general. Like when people cry about small things, when they get so upset about the littlest things, I'm just like, dude, how are you making it through life if you're so emotional about this one situation or this one little small incident? So I kind of understand where you're coming from with that one, Chris, because yeah, I get to the point where I'm like, dude, like, what you crying for? What you upset about? So yeah, I get that. Let's go into this next one. Let me see. What actually makes someone dateable? Is it the looks, the attitude, the stability, or growth?
All above.
All above. I call all above too on that. Because, well, so does the looks matter?
Yeah.
So they can't be a mud duck?
Well, it depends on if you like mud ducks or not. You know? If you like your ducks muddy, you know what I'm saying? Then, more power to you.
Being Rich
Date
said all
what you
of
like.
above. He says, I have a problem with victims playing hoes too. With victim playing hoes too. Yeah, man, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like the world it's fucked up. Yes, we all can agree to that. But at the same time, it's also beautiful and it's what you make it. So if you surround yourself by the things that make you happy, if you're doing things that make you happy and it doesn't hurt anybody else, it's not bothering anybody else, I'm like, do you? You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm all for it, for people to be happy and by any means necessary. And sometimes that means removing yourself from people who just don't, cause issues. But being Rich said all of the above too. And it says, when it comes down to what makes you dateable, so looks, attitude, stability, or growth. How do you know a person is growing though when you're dating them, when you just first meet them? How do you even know that they have growth?
You don't.
You just figure it out later.
It's not that you figure it out. It just they either do it or they don't. But you don't know.
Chris says, I gave up on women. The women out there that are worth a damn are married. They aren't single and dating. The single women are worthless. Yeah, I hear a lot of the good ones are already taken. Jordan says, if someone rates themselves with a high rate in dating, doesn't that mean the person is like a shark in a world where people are looking for love?
Well, I guess it could be, but if you rank yourself high in dating and you ain't got nobody, you're doing the dating wrong. You fucking up on dating. You suck at it.
That's actually a good analysis, because if you are rating yourself high and you're single, maybe there is a bit of a disclaimer.
That's why I said. That's why I say your rating it has nothing to do with the seller. It has to do with the buyer. The especially when it comes to gender roles, the in a traditional relationship, the man is the one that's buying. So,
Right.
and if he don't like the way you slinging whatever you got, obviously your 7 is his 4.
Mm,
So
I can see that.
yeah, it is what it is.
All right. So for the audience, for those who are in the chat, we got a question for you. What's your dating you warning label? Example, comes with an attitude, but also snacks. Like, what would be your dating warning, baby?
Unpredictable.
Unpredictable. Geminis are all unpredictable.
Yeah, if you can't handle unpredictableness, then not the one for you.
So when you say unpredictable, what do you mean by that? Are you sporadic? Are you
I'm unpredictable, not in what women like. Women like spontaneity. That's different than being unpredictable.
so give me an example.
Like what would make me smile one day doesn't make me smile the next. That's just the way I am. So
Okay.
yeah, so it's unpredictable. It's not static enough for someone to make a decision off of what I'm going to say.
So basically you're saying that you're kind of all over the place a little bit.
Well, I let my mind just goes. So
Right.
and I usually say what the hell I want to say, which leaves me unpredictable.
Jordan says that was my point, cuz
What
you were saying about being unpredictable.
uh
Chris says, I rate myself. I know damn well I'm a catch, but I'm not playing this bullshit with women out there. The idea that women alone get to pick and choose, oh no, they can pull that shit with the guys that are less than. I don't think women get to pick and choose, honestly, because we don't decide when we get married.
reason why I say what I say with the buying and the selling is just about what Chris just said. He said I rate myself and I know damn well I'm a catch. But how do you know that? It's off of someone else's principles. It's off the buyer's principles is that you think that you're a catch.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I say what I'm saying. Like the metrics on someone saying that they're a catch is because they're following the guidelines of societal norms. And societal norms is what gives the rate, and those are the buyers. So you rate yourself too high and then you go on a date and then you be alone because you think you higher than what you're supposed to get. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's the buyer. It's always been the buyer.
And we had a show about that too. Kind of pointing that same thing out. Distance and rowdy. I'm adrenaline junkie, and that's how I deal with my problems. Distant and rowdy. So he's like, I'm gonna be distant and rowdy. Chris says, in big bold what letters? I know I'm a catch because I'm carrying myself to my peers, and most men in this town are fucking losers.
I agree. I agree with what you're saying, and yeah, you being a catch is predicated on what people think a catch is. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying you're not one. I'm just saying that those metrics are set by the public, not by you.
Right. The public standard of what people feel like the standard. Yeah. Cause like I have this thing where I say all the time, the initial attraction is always physical. You're not looking at somebody going, wow, I think he has a beautiful brain, because you don't know nothing about his brain yet. You're going, damn, he got a nice booty, or he got abs, or he has a beautiful smile, or he has nice, pretty hair, or I love his eyes, or I love his physique. That's what your initial attraction is always going to be, physical. And then once you get past the physical point, that's when you find out everything else. It's kind of like oh, physically you look good, so that's a plus. That's check that off. But now you actually have brains and intelligence too, and you find that out later on. Chris says comparing, not caring. Sorry.
That's why I love you, Chris. That's exactly why I love you.
All right. So if your ex had to write your dating bio, what would it say?
I don't know. I'd have to call the ex. I'd have to phone an ex.
Phone a friend. And look
Yeah,
at
yeah.
that.
I don't know. Never even took time, sat down to think about it. Really don't care, but yeah.
I mean, well, it's not necessarily about caring. It's just a topic of discussion. Like
Yeah, like I said, I just never thought
know.
to even think about it. So
He said, Ben says, nah, I'm good on that question. LOL. Chris said, yes, I agree. The standard. This is why I gave up on women. I reject today's standard. It's weak, pathetic, pussy, punk ass bullshit. I refuse to take part in it. What makes it weak, Chris?
He talking about simping. That's what he talking about.
But see, I don't know, what is your definition of simping though? Hey Leah, Leah's in the building. What up, fam? Like, what is your definition of simping, Chris? What's your definition of it?
Simping is when you trying to please a woman that ain't yours. You ain't bought the cow yet.
Okay.
That's simping.
Okay. So do you think, because a lot of men, they do this with their friends and their buddies or whatever, like if she calls and you out with the boys and you go, hold on, let me go take this call, make sure everything is good. And is that simping, or is that just let me take this call and make sure everything is good?
Yeah, we're not talking about that. That's if you crying about that, you stupid.
Yeah.
What we talking about is simping is where like you paying her bills, but you're not married to her.
That's simping?
Yeah. Simping is more of you taking on responsibilities that's not yours and you're not married to her.
You did that.
That's simping.
But you did that.
I did what?
You was paying bills and wasn't married to me.
Yeah, and we married.
But but you can't say that because that's not necessarily simping, especially if you're in a relationship. And I think people have this misconstrued notation that
okay, put it this way. Did you have when I called, did my name come up as food?
As food?
Right.
No.
Then I wasn't a simp.
Wait, so what you're saying is if the name
you only call me because you hungry or you want to go see a movie or and the dude obliging that's simping. That's simping.
Chris says, I haven't a single ex that didn't wish like hell I'd take them back. That's the one thing I know for a fact.
I guess that's cool.
That's
interesting. I just never asked, Chris. That's all. I just didn't care to ask. But simping, I mean, I could read the definition for it. But I'm like this: if you not married, like if you married and you taking care of your wife, it to me it can't be simping. Like,
well, no, not your wife, but like when you're and if you're dating someone. So if you're dating someone, right, a man is dating a woman and he sees that maybe she's fell on some hard times, or maybe she couldn't make a payment on a bill on time, and it's like he got it and he can do it. Does that make him a simp because he does it? I mean, he's dating her.
Here's the definition: be excessively attentive or submissive to a person in whom one is romantically or sexually interested in, and then showing excessive attention, devotion, or flattery to someone in pursuit of their affection.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. So if
So
they in a girl's phone and it say food when they call, that's exactly what happened. He's being a simp.
okay, I can get that one.
That's
get
what
that one.
That's why I keep saying.
Chris says, I don't ask my exes, they contact me. They tell me.
Well, more power to you,
He
Chris.
says every woman magically falls on hard times when she meets a man.
Big Daddy Chris. Yeah.
I mean, and I guess I can kind of attest to that because I really have not most of my exes, if they had the opportunity to be in a relationship with me, they would. I don't have an ex that, I can't say hello to and on the streets and it be bitter. Maybe one, but even that one, if they could have me, they would. And this is just based off of what they've said. Like I've had my exes call me, even after being married to my husband. I've had them call me in the past and just be like, damn, man, he let him know he got a great one. You know what I'm saying? He's
Thanks, bro.
right.
You've done a great job.
It's like let him know he got a good one because I screwed this up. And I think, and we all have our flaws. Like I do too. I have my own flaws as well. I think that the overall, though, of your integrity and your character plays a big role in whether or not a person really would consider being with you again. So if you do have exes that are like, dude, if I had the opportunity, I definitely would. And so that's not overrating yourself, right? That's just a fact.
What you mean?
Like when we was talking about overrating before, I'm like, that's not overrating. That's a fact.
What's not overrated?
When you saying that you could have your exes, if they would have the opportunity, they would be with you if they could. When that's what they've said.
Oh, rating is an opinion. Something that can actually happen is a fact. So, yeah.
So Ben says simping is like being pussy whipped without getting.
Yeah, that's pretty much So you in there, you basically in the phone.
Okay, that's a good analogy.
You in the phone as being food, basically.
He said you in the phone as being food.
That's exactly what that is. I want Roof Chris. Let me call the dude that can handle Roof Chris or what. I ain't even been to Roof Chris.
What is Roof Chris?
It's like a steakhouse, an expensive steakhouse.
Some shit we'll never go to. Basically, is what you're saying.
Probably, I just don't see myself going there. I mean, I don't know, but yeah, that's what it's like. Like she knows she ain't gonna give him none, but she gonna order extra stuff so she can bring stuff home to the kids. That's simple. That's like, you know what I'm saying?
Gotta feed the babies.
Yeah, fuck them kids.
Chris said it's all a hustle. That's why I laugh at women when I go out.
Right.
The idea
Chris knows
that they are in any position to choose, they are in need. I don't. Shit. When the robots come, women will be out of fucking business.
Here we go with the business.
We got to talk about them robots every week. Every single week.
Chris, thank you for the like, man. Cammy, thank you for the like.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
All right. So would your ideal partner even want someone like you? And what's your ideal partner? Let's see if I meet the qualifications, y'all.
They morals got to be in check. Period.
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest part. And yeah, that's the biggest part. Their morals. They ain't got their morals together, then yeah.
So would you think your ideal partner would want somebody like you?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Okay. So then that's kind of answering the question from earlier. Basically, would you date you?
I wouldn't date me.
Why not?
I already told you why not.
I know, but it's more people in here. They didn't. Everybody didn't get to hear it earlier.
Because I don't want to be in the same room with the same person.
It's like opposites.
I like variety.
Okay. Is that the opposite attract thing?
I guess. Call it what you want, but I don't. I mean, How many people out there want to date themselves? If that's the case, then they might as well just be by themselves.
I would love to date myself.
Well, then be by yourself.
I do. That's what I be dating
I'm
myself.
talking about all the time.
I do. Most of the time, I'm by myself. Shit, that's how I know I would love to be. That's how I know I like me. Ben says, no idea. LOL. Morals and values are important and a good attitude. I like that, Ben. I definitely like that. Chris says, remember, women don't need men. Well, absent EBT, when the robots come out, there won't be no men. There'll be men robots. What about the men robots? Because see, that's the thing we forget to realize. Just because there are going to be women robots, there'll also be male robots. So what happens with that? Now we're dating machines. I'm gonna just say this, like on some real shit. Like that lets you know how screwed up the world will be if humans are deciding to date machines. That's kind of wild.
Well,
Leah says, I feel that, Sean.
a lot of humans do. They be having toys in the drawer.
That's not the same thing as you know, a robot is walking around talking, sucking and fucking and talking to you.
Well, them particular people just don't want nobody to talk.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, because the human touch, skin, and all of that is big for me. So I don't know. I could never really deal with a robot. I don't want a machine. There's nothing intriguing to me about a machine. Okay, let's get into this. We're gonna get into, are you the prize or the problem? Let's get into that.
Both.
Mm-hmm. I would say both too. Because I can be a problem sometimes. And I admit that, like, I'm sometimes hard to deal with. There's a lot of people probably are like that. They just don't admit it. I can be hard to deal with, especially if I stand on something and I'm steadfast on something and there's really no moving me. There's really no moving me. I stand on that and that's what it is. And there's nothing you can really say or do that's going to change my outlook. I'll hear you out and I'll consider it. But like, if it's something I've really made my mind up on, I'm like, nah, that's what it is. That's what it is. There's nothing really to change that. I'm like, you know, Leah said both. Yeah, I think we all agree on both. Chris says, I can't wait to spend big bucks on my robot in front of women. Honestly, I want to see Western women humiliated.
Oh, damn, Chris.
Yeah, that's a bit much. I don't want to see no one humiliated.
It puts the lotion on the skin.
Me personally, I don't want to humiliate anybody because karma's a bitch and she does come back. So we got to be careful about how we treat people no matter what. Because karma has a way of knocking you on your ass, not 10 years from now, but sometimes 10 minutes. So what you do to other people, especially out of malicious intent, that'll bite you in the ass. So you got to be careful with that. So I personally, I'm like, nah, I ain't trying to really humiliate nobody. If I ain't dealing with you, I'm just not dealing with you. But I'm not finna try to make a mockery out of you and do no crazy shit just to be doing it. Jordan says the robot's gonna be doing the pounding. Sure, stupid. That's so okay. So now here's the question, because especially for Chris, what happens when your robot, like Jordan says, the robots is gonna be doing the pounding? What happened when your robot decide, nah, I'm gonna get you tonight? Like, how does that work?
Chris, I hope you have that WD-40 ready, bro. Because if your robot get to tripping, you better have contingencies.
Yeah, there's got to be.
You better have an EMP wristwatch or something,
man,
so you could go ahead and stop the pain.
That's wild. Because I mean, yeah, what does happen with that? Chris said, it's not about me as an individual. It's about the trend when women can't compete with robots. There's no point in competing with the machine. In my opinion, I don't think there's a point. He says, LOL, bah, EMP wristwatch. No, for real. You got to send a shockwave. Ben says, better take your testosterone gel, not the gel.
Yeah, you're gonna need that Valvoline, man.
Oh wait. That's out of this world.
They're gonna be calling them sex pills Valvoline.
You get that 40 weight.
Right.
That 40 weight up in this thing. I don't know, man. Like, I mean, it's what's going to be interesting is to see it because you're going to have people out there dating robots. Like they're going to be
Yeah,
on
it's coming,
dates.
Chris.
They're,
I'm laughing about. I'm still gonna be laughing about it when I see it, but it's coming. I'm
yeah,
definitely.
it's
I'm. Hey,
already
I'm.
kind
I'm.
of here.
I'm definitely getting one to vacuum these floors and mop these floors though.
That's about it. That's all they can do. They could
Trim
just
some
be the
trees and stuff. You know what
make
I'm
some
saying?
dinner when we can't get home
Sweep
and
the front yard, stuff like that.
yeah, yeah, help clean up around the house. But that's pretty much about it.
Definitely gonna give me one of them. I need one of those.
Chris says, "Who is a bigger threat to men other than women?" I don't think there is a bigger threat, Chris. My opinion. I don't think there is a bigger threat to men other than women. Women are a lot of men's downfall, but the men also put themselves in that position too. He said robots will solve the problem of a woman being our biggest enemy.
We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know about that
We'll
because
see.
you got to think about it. You got to think about it too. AI is very intelligent and it's going to start to program itself. So who's to say that these female robots won't decide to take on the persona of an actual woman? Then what are you going to do? When you come home and you be like, "Where's my dinner?" and she be like, "I'm tired."
You're gonna have the EMP watch.
Beep.
Beep. What you say? Beep.
I was like, "You gonna do it?
The-
You gonna have an EMP watch?"
That's the Men in Black thing where you put the thing up there like that and be like,
Hell no.
yeah, you gonna continue to do these dishes and make steak dinners and
Hell
all that
no.
stuff.
So tell me this then, guys. What makes you the prize in a relationship? Just give me one thing that you feel or that you know you stand on about yourself that makes you the prize in a relationship. Baby, you go. You want to go first? Chris says that's why you don't buy, you lease. So you can send that whole back, Chris. You be like, this one broken. he like Susie 3000 is not the one. Let me get Brenda 2711.
You need to upgrade.
Yeah, because Susie 3000 not gonna be the right one.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not too sure about the prize thing. I think that's just a rabbit hole of bullshit. Like do what you're supposed to do. Like
So you don't think there's something about you that makes you a prize?
I think there's something about me that other people don't do, and to other people it may look like a prize, but
Yeah.
the like I said, grass is always greener when it's artificial.
Yeah.
Just put it that way.
Don't be using my lines.
I ain't know you use that line.
I'm the one created that. I'm the one that said the grass is always greener when it's artificial.
Oh well,
Yeah, because it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? And we found too many times that and that goes back to the 80-20 rule, which we'll probably do a show on that
I'm
before the
just
month is
saying,
out.
like people look at me and go, "Damn, he do this, he do that," but don't know the other parts that
come with it.
that come with it.
Yeah.
And you know, though, like I said, I'm very self-aware, and you know, I know I ain't a superhero, but excuse me, the people don't quite understand what they're asking for or what they think they're asking for, and that's why the grass is always greener.
It's the 80-20 rule. You know what I'm
Could be the
saying?
same grass. I can go buy the same dial out that the dude down the street had, put it on my lawn, and think that his look greener, even though it's from the same company, same dial out, same row, same dudes to install it. And I can look at theirs, and because the sun just don't hit my shit the same way it hit they shit,
Right.
you'd be like, oh man, his grass is better than mine. And that's really not the case.
Chris says that he's stable and he makes good money and he's responsible. Okay. So that's what makes him the prize.
Good job, Chris.
I like that, Chris. I really do like that.
Good job, Chris.
Chris says the smooth talkers don't got shit to include a job, a car, or even a place to live. Most motherfuckers in this town still live or off their parents. It's crazy. I like that though, the stability, because I think for women, we're looking for stability. We're looking for a provider. We're looking for a protector. And there's been, like, I tell people so often that like how great my husband is, because he's there for me on an emotional level sometimes that I didn't even know I needed until it's provided to me. There's been moments where I've had some like tough moments and just was going through whatever I was going through, whether it was that time of the month, whether I was in my luteal phase, whatever it was, I was going through something emotionally, and I was vulnerable enough. He allows me to be vulnerable enough to be able to say what I need to say. And sometimes I have to tell him, though, I just need to vent, because my husband feels like he's a fixer, like he'll live in your Pope. And I thought, is that like a most men thing? You tell a problem and y'all trying to figure out how to fix it. And it's like, I don't necessarily need you to fix this.
I'm not Olivia Pope, but I mean, she's like a $105 and whispers a lot. And she's got parts that I don't. Some of my parts hang off of me. Hers is sucked in. Yeah. We both got A cups though. I mean, I guess if I start whispering, I can be her.
You know what? Stop. But I like Chris's answer on what makes him the prize. I think
Don, thank you for the like.
One of the biggest things for me of feeling like I'm the prize is that, I know how to provide peace, because it's kind of the same thing that I want in a relationship as well. I don't want to I'm really non-confrontational. And I'm non-confrontational because if I get to a point where it gets heated, I'm gonna be like, there's something wrong with me. So there's like a side of me that can be just nasty. So I like to keep that under the rug and not be confrontational and be able to speak with respect and have integrity when I speak to my husband. For the most part, I'm like, if we're gonna fuss and if we're gonna start fussing and cussing and screaming, we're not gonna have this conversation, because I don't want to disrespect you in that manner, because I value you. And because I value you, I'm going to be able to say, hey, we'll talk about this, but we won't talk about it right now because you're heated, I'm heated, we high in emotion. Let's agree to just calm down and chill. Go do what you need to do for you. I'm gonna do what I need to do for me. Let's come back and talk about it. But I don't like forcing conversations either. Chris says, stability, think about it. In Las Vegas, people move like every 6 months, even if all they do is rent. How long has a person lived in the same location? If more than a couple of years, I'm impressed. That's what I think of women. Okay, like they're like this, because this is a vagrant town. People come and go all the time.
Yeah, it's like Florida, New York. It's a lot of renters. A lot of this town is a
transient town.
It's transit. You could be here in 1 minute, next minute you didn't put your money on the roulette table and you got to move back home with mom and dad and them.
Yeah.
You got to be careful when you out in places like this, like Atlantic City, Las Vegas, Florida. There's places where one wrong move can put you back where you started.
Or worse.
Yeah, without a get out of jail free card. So yeah, it'd be nice if people had a little bit of stability and so you can judge them off of that. But when you live in certain cities, it's really not that way.
Chris says he's been in the same place since 2008. How many years is that? Damn near 20.
Right.
So coming up on 18 years.
Yeah, that's
he
great.
says, and yes, I own the house. Yeah.
That's great, Chris.
I've been out here since 2008 and I've only lived in 3 places. And buying my home would be the 4th. So in 2008, almost 20 years, I've lived in 3 places. When I first moved out here, me and my best friend moved out here, and we had decided that for the first year we was gonna, stay in a house together, get acclimated, and then if we liked the city, we would stay here and find our own spots. And we did that. She stayed a little bit afterwards, and then I stayed, and then she ended up going back to California. But I stayed because I was just like, I ain't been out here long enough to see what I really want. And I knew like going back to Cali, I wasn't going back to anything in particular. Like there was no reason or no point for me to go back. So I was like, let me just see what Vegas has to offer me. And I found out it was, I was here because of this dude right here, to find my husband. And so it kind of worked itself out. Now I'm just like, wherever we go, we go. What do you actually bring to the table besides expectations? I guess we kind of talked about that already, but um it's kind of like a repeat question because like I said, for me it's still going to be peace. It's going to be like I have a list. Like I'm fun, I'm loving, I'm kind, I'm caring, um I'm emotionally aware. Uh I just like peace. Like a lot of times I had to tell Sean cuz he would think that us going out on a date or having date night required him to spend money. And I'm like, baby, I don't need you to spend a whole bunch of money just for us to go and have a good time. We could literally go have a picnic in the park and I would be just fine with that. You can set up a tent in the backyard with a movie screen and just be like, tonight we under the stars watching a movie. I would fall in love with that idea. So I'm very easy to appeal to for certain things because I just like to I just as long as I'm spending time with my husband, I really don't care. Like we can get off of this right here, and which we about to do pretty soon, and we can go watch a movie and cuddle and eat some popcorn. I'll be completely happy and content. So for me, it's just if you got your person, it really don't matter what you're doing. It really just don't matter what you're doing. But I have another question. Can two prizes work together or does someone always end up competing? I know Chris is going to have an answer for that one. Can two prizes work together or does someone always end up competing? What y'all think? Baby, what you think?
I don't think nobody the prize.
Really?
Yeah. Every prize need batteries.
Elaborate.
You know how you get the gift at Christmas, right?
Mm-hmm.
You like, oh shit, this is dope. And you like, Mom, you got some C batteries? There ain't no fucking C batteries in that motherfucker.
They always buy the gift and forget to buy the batteries.
But what I'm saying is you got the prize, still need batteries. You know what I'm saying? So
I feel like you are the battery though.
Well,
You
God
know,
bless us.
I mean,
But
because a person can definitely, we're not going to act like a person is not a prize because people can very well be a prize. You could have a person that has so many phenomenal qualifications and their integrity is through the roof. And it's like, holy shit, I'm with this person and they're with me. I'm so glad I didn't let them get away or let somebody else get them. So it's like, I have the prize. So yes, you can absolutely. So I don't know for that one. I'm gonna have to say, I don't agree with that one.
I don't know about that, but like I said, the calling yourself the prize and and you ain't got nobody to have the prize, then you're obviously not the prize. So I mean, come on, man. It's simple mathematics.
So do you think a man can be a prize and just choose to be single because he hasn't found the right one?
I think the man's more of a prize because they're the buyer, but that's just my opinion. I'm not,
So you don't think a woman could be a prize at all?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that you can have the prize. Like you can buy the Xbox, but you still got to buy another remote. That's all I'm saying. It's like it still needs something else, you know what I'm saying, to be complete. So
no, but then
you can't be the prize by yourself. That's all I'm saying. Like
no, I'm not. Nobody ever said that. That's why I said if two people are the prize, are they competing? You can be a prize.
I think you only become the prize when your relationship is successful. Now, if you by yourself, I don't see you being the prize. You just by yourself.
Okay.
But that's just my opinion. And I'm nobody. So
Chris says camping, that's something I got to start doing. Yeah, me too, Chris. So let me know when you want to go. He says, sure, my equal would be awesome to have. She's got her thing and I got mine, and together we make it great. I like that, Chris. I like that. I'm the prize, Chris says, and yes, I'm alone, but I'm not giving it away. Fuck women.
yeah. he handing out Happy Meals without the fries in it.
Womp, open it up. It's womp, womp, womp,
Right.
womp.
Yeah, man. You only bought a Happy Meal just to get the prize. I remember parents used to drive it, turn back around, and say, "My kid didn't have his prize in his Happy Meal."
Hey, man, because it ain't a Happy Meal no more. It ain't happy. Chris said, I haven't met a woman yet that actually brings anything to the table but debt and monsters in her closet and a fucking entitled attitude.
Damn, Chris.
That's deep. And I mean, though
We're sending out prayers for you, Chris.
yeah,
We're gonna hug, we're gonna hug the
I
air.
mean, because I know people that, I mean, granted, they are, like Chris say, they are married.
Everybody crazy, Chris. The whole world is crazy.
Right.
The whole world. We cooked, bro. We're done.
Okay, so Chris is going to enjoy this one. What's something people think makes them high value, but it really doesn't?
High value is well, most people who say they high value don't know the stats of what high value is. High value is
He
not
said, that's your normal Las Vegas loser, bitch.
High value is not predicated on how much money you make. It's how much money you can make someone else. That's what makes you high value. To be of value means that I can come to you and you can give me some knowledge to further where I'm supposed to be. And that's what makes you valuable. That's where the high value people have a clientele, a network of folks to further someone. Now, to have money, like you can have money and not have value.
Mm-hmm. So, in other words, to answer the question of what's something that people think makes them high value but really doesn't, you're saying money.
They think it's money, but it ain't. That's not even part of it. The money comes with being high value. Money's just gonna come when you're high value, when you're able to put 2 and 2 together to make 7, or 8. The now to be high paid, yeah, you got a lot of money, you're high paid, great.
Right.
That don't make you valuable.
That doesn't equate to high value.
That's not making you valuable.
Okay.
And people get that messed up when they say high value. They don't understand what that means.
I would have to agree with that too. I would have to say the same thing because a lot of even men who are I'm not even going to say the men because you have a lot of women who think because they make a bunch of money and they have their own everything, the Miss INDEPENDT women, that they're high value. And it's like, no, you just make a lot of money.
Value's predicated off of what it can do for the person who's trying to get the value. If you're making money for yourself, you're not valuable. You're just good at making money.
Yeah.
That's it.
I like that. Chris, I know you got an answer for that. What's something people think makes them high value, but it really doesn't? I definitely want to hear Chris's response and whoever else feels like they want to jump in. And then while we're waiting for that one, we'll get into this next one. Is it confidence or delusion when people say, I am the table? When you say, what you bring to the table? And they go, I am the table. What the fuck does that mean? What does that mean? I am the table. Like,
that means they want to get stepped on and scratched up and
moved around,
food on them,
and never sat at, and
right,
dusty, and never cleaned, and just
that's what they
just set you there, and you just look pretty. No more.
They the table. They can be the table.
Yeah, that's just kind of weird for me. Like, why would you say you the table? What up, Ricky? Ricky in the building.
I'm not quite sure the table makes you valuable.
Yeah, because what if it's an old dusty wooden broke down table?
To have a table is a representation of value, but and 9 times out of 10, you probably eating that same meal on the couch watching TV. So that makes the TV more valuable than the table. So and the couch and the TV is more valuable than the table.
Yeah, I think that's just a weird comment. Chris says, I am the table, ? See, this is why I don't even talk to bitches. I'm jaded and I'm not.
They walking around and thinking they tables and shit. What's wrong with these chicks?
And I've heard women say that. I've heard men say that. I never understood, when somebody goes, well, what do you bring to the table? And they go, I am the table. It's like, okay.
If you're bringing something to the table, like if you think about it, right?
Hmm.
I think where people get misconstrued is when you bring something to the table, that means when you lay it on the table, that means it's to be shared for the people who's sitting around it. The
Okay.
the table means nothing. The table's just the
It's just a
platform to
table.
share.
Yeah.
It's the platform that's there to share.
Right.
And if you say you're the table, then all you are is a tool just to share. I'm gonna share with everyone else except you, because the table never receives the benefit of what's being shared. So I don't think they're really thinking about what they talking about. They just fucking
Right.
talking shit. You know what I'm saying?
Trying
Like
to sound.
they trying to sound all educated
Yeah.
and philosophical,
And
trying
it
to
don't make no type of sense.
revamp a verse or something. Shit, that shit's stupid.
He said
Like
revamp a verse.
in reality, when you say what do you bring to the table, is what are you sharing with us? What are you putting here in front of all of us to make all of us valuable?
Right.
That's what makes families high valued families, is that they sit at the table and they sup together
Right.
and figure out conflict and solutions at the same time while nourishing and uplifting each other.
Right.
Now, if you want to be the table, be that. I just think you're a stupid motherfucker. So, you know what I'm saying? You could be the table if you want to. I mean, you could be Superwoman on the weekends if you want to, but that don't make you valuable. And I ain't never seen you save a motherfucker either. You know what I'm saying? So shut the fuck up. How about that? Shut up.
Ben says, I think it may be metaphorical, like the table is the connecting point. That's my take. Okay.
Right. That's what I'm explaining.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
table doesn't exist. What exists is that what you do at the table.
Right.
That's what people are talking about. But when you say you are the thing that doesn't exist, you a dumbass.
Right.
Get your shit together.
Chris says the thing that chaps my ass about women in general is when they act like they are better than men. And I'm looking at them like, bitch, you ain't shit. Take your skank ass on. Not having it. F that bitch.
God damn, Chris.
Women bring nothing to the table but their bullshit and used up ass. Oh. Ricky says, I never seen you save a motherfucker either. And then Ben says, yeah, a narcissist metaphor. No,
What,
yeah.
the table?
Yeah, I am the table.
Yeah,
Ben, I've actually, that does sound like a narcissist
and I don't
comment.
even really like throwing that word out there because people abuse that word. But
it's a lot of narcissists out there.
I don't care. But women who say that is usually they're saying that about someone who's standing on principles, and they go, "Oh, well, he's a narcissist," or "She's a motherfucker." They standing on morals and values, and you got a problem with it. So shut up. It's not narcissist. He's standing on value.
I don't know about that, because the people that has been pointed out as being narcissistic, they was narcissistic as hell. Because I was like,
and who was that?
Just like, I don't like, it's nobody that I could just point out right.
No, what I'm saying is overused. Like, yeah, there's probably anomalies out there. Yeah, there's probably people out there that are.
Normally the people that have brought up, like in my presence, about someone being narcissistic, when I met the person, I was like, yeah, I could see that. Definitely can see that. You know, self-indulged, manipulative, projection, gaslighting. Those are all narcissistic traits that people tend to do onto other people and make them feel a certain type of way when it's really them.
That's also politics. So some people call it narcissism, some people call it politics.
It's both. So politicians are narcissistic. All right. Do you ever self-sabotage your relationship?
Not on purpose.
I don't think anybody would do it on purpose.
Well, it depends.
Like willingly, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're sabotaging it, unless you was just trying to get out of it for whatever reason.
I know people that said, I'm gonna do this just so they can get mad and then we can just break up. I've seen people do that.
I've seen that too.
But so yeah, I've seen
I used to always make it to where I was the one that got dumped, so that way when they came back, I can go, you dumped me.
That's stupid.
I was like, because I'm gonna tell you why. Because when I let go of a relationship, it was like, well,
Just let go.
it was the reverse.
Just move on.
No,
That's-
I did. No, it was just the reverse though. It was always like, well, if you would have just gave me a chance to do this and that, I would have. And it's like, no, I'm good. So I always made it to where I'm like, nah, you can let me go, and I'm good.
Yeah, just move on.
Chris says yes all the time, and yes, I do it on purpose. I figured you would. Chris says he's a self-sabotage. So Chris, if you self-sabotage, and how are you saying if you're self-sabotaging a relationship, then how do you dog the woman if you were the cause of the relationship failing? If that makes sense.
Here we go.
Chris says, I challenge women. I'm looking for a reason to leave them. I don't want to wait long to find out she's a piece of shit. I want to know sooner than later. I think you'll find that out with just a handful of questions, to be honest with you. One of the questions that my husband asked me when we first got together was, did I have any male friends? Now, I didn't think about the question until years later, because what I asked you like 3-4 years later, why you asked me that, even though I kind of had the idea. But like when he asked me that question, I was like, yes, I do. I have a lot of male friends, and they ain't going nowhere. I was very clear on that. I'm like, they was here before you and they will be here after you and during you or whatever. So um when he asked me, I asked him 3-4 years later, and what was your response, baby?
I don't remember.
You said, because if you didn't have any male friends, you're basically telling me that every male you've interacted with, you've been with sexually. There's something sexually there. That means you are incapable of being friends with the opposite sex. And I was like, damn, that's deep, because that had a lot of truth to it. Chris says, I set women up. Questions. Women all say the same shit. Words mean nothing to me. I want to see what they do. That's true, but you can ask them. You can ask a woman a question and see how she answers it, and look at the body language and all that stuff, and she'll tell on herself. You'll know if she lying or not. You'll definitely know if she lying or not. All right, so let's say, be honest. Are you the problem? Sometimes we don't admit that we could have been or are the problem based on some of the things that we do, some of our character flaws, some of our integrity issues. We don't say, you know what, I was the problem in this situation. Have you ever been the problem in a relationship where you feel like some of what you either did or didn't do caused the relationship to decline? While you're thinking about that, Joaquin says, I've seen people self-sabotage because they're afraid of commitment. I've seen that too. And I think that's kind of a mental disorder when it's all said and done. That's a psychological problem, because you are psychologically screwing yourself up. Because why? Do you believe you're not worthy of being happy, or are you afraid to give up certain aspects of your life to commit to someone else? Like, that's really interesting to me. Chris says, the natural reaction to things, who they really are, what they really are, I want to know. Absolutely. And that's why you ask the hard. That's why when I tell people, because Sean and I both say it to people, when you're vetting a person, you're supposed to ask those uncomfortable questions. What's your credit score? You know what I mean? Why we not talking? I mean, we going to talk about finances. We're not going to wait till we get married to talk about finances. If we have children, do we want to raise them in public schools, private schools? What type of religion are we going to practice? Like, these are all things you definitely want to talk about before you really get into a relationship with a person. Chris said, words mean nothing. He says also, yes, fear of commitment to a woman that will fucking destroy you. Damn right, I challenge them. And I think that's just the way Chris vets women too. Like, it's kind of the same.
Chris, you good right where you at, bro.
So, baby, you gonna answer that one? Have you ever been the problem in a relationship where you caused the decline, or do you know?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Okay. Okay. So then the next one would be, why is it so hard to admit when we're the issue? I think it's because people don't really reflect on themselves the way they should. They pretend and they're not, for lack of better words, they are not 100 with themselves. You know what I'm saying? Ricky says, I think that's a natural circle of your thought process to think you were the problem at some point. Well, I think it's accountability too, Ricky. The relationship goes both ways. It's a two-way street. So to think that you didn't contribute to something is foolish to some degree. Is it instances where you wasn't the problem and the other person really was? Absolutely. But 9 times out of 10, you contributed to something somehow, some way, some shape or form, whether it was unintentional or intentional. And I think sometimes we're too afraid to admit that, well, maybe I could have been a better communicator, or maybe I could have understand and listened more, or maybe I could have not went out so much and stayed out so late at night. Like there are so many things that can cause problems in a relationship that we don't necessarily intentionally do, we unintentionally do. And because the other person doesn't speak on it or say anything, sometimes we don't know. So yeah, I think that we have to get to the point where we have to be more accountable for or how we move and how our actions are. My mom says, "Son, you look sleepy."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting around that time. We about to get up out of here real quick. Matter of fact, it's question time. Any questions that y'all may have before we go ahead and get up out of here? And while y'all on the question thing, um, drop drop a crown in the chat if you think you're the prize, or a red flag if you've been the problem before. And then before we get out of here, um, what's something you fixed about yourself that made you dateable again?
Chris, thanks for the like. Leah, thanks for the like. Kenny Williams, thank you for the like. Don, thank you for the like. And Cammy, thank you for the likes.
Yeah, yeah. Love you too, mom, and we will. We tired.
Love you too, Mom.
Chris says, see, it's like this. I believe wholeheartedly in this one thing. Beware anyone that could need you more than they could want you. I challenge women and I sabotage relationships because I want her to reveal her truth. Does she want me or does she need me? I think the question is, which one do you prefer? Do you prefer to be wanted or needed or both? Because a want and a need are very, very different. Um, like I want my husband, you know what I'm saying? And over the years, I've developed a need for him as well. Like I need him around. I need his energy. I need his peace. And I know that sounds crazy, but that's kind of what has happened over the years. Now, initially, it might not have been that. It might have been, I don't need you, but I want you. You know what I'm saying? And then when you develop such a connection with a person, that person is kind of your air. You know, it's like how that song go, how am I supposed to breathe with no air?
Ricky, thank you for the like. And Joaquin, thank you for the like.
So Joaquin has answered the
Chris,
question.
thank you for the like.
Boy, Ben says, nah, y'all have a good night. Red flag. All right, Ben, that's what's up. That's what's up. Ricky says, been both, not ashamed. Definitely the prize now. Yes, sir. We got a crown and a red flag. And then Joaquin says his communication skills. Because the question was, once again, what is the, oh wait, it's down here. What's your biggest, what's something that you fixed about yourself that's made you dateable again? And Joaquin says his communication skills. That's a big thing, especially with women, man. Big thing. Chris says, what have I fixed? There was nothing wrong with me that needed to be fixed. All right. Women need me to save their asses, not doing it. We're gonna get him a shirt. We're gonna get him a shirt. Joaquin, see, he put a crown in the chat. Chris says, I don't know how to do a crown, but we take it you putting the crown in there. So we got some crowns and some flags, and I rocks with it. But listen, if y'all don't have any more questions, we's about to get on up out of here for this evening. Baby, do you have any final words?
Thank y'all for coming out. I'm Sean Cheltenham, and I'm one of the hams.
I am Treasure Cheltenham, and I too am one of the hams, and this is the Ham Show, y'all.
This is the Ham Show. Y'all chime in every Wednesday night, 8 p.m.
8 p.m.
See y'all next week.
Y'all have a good weekend. Be safe, be blessed. Peace and blessings to you.